Hey, happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on my Facebook page, True Divine 44, and it is the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. I keep forgetting to mention that I am on Bitchute. It would be great if you would go over and subscribe there too. Again, it is just True Divine 44. So this is part of the free content that I put out on a daily basis to help support, guide, and inspire those who need to be, want to be supported, guided, and inspired. Take what resonates as it is general and leave what does not. Excuse any of the building noises outside, the neighbours having more work done in their garden. This is for the 4th of November 2020. Interesting times that we are in. It's important to keep our vibrations high, lift each other up, and put out a frequency that is both powerful and free right now. So do your best to do that. Everything is trying, from the collective stage, is trying to infiltrate and limit that. So the more that you can work to lift yourself above that, then you're doing your job, you're doing your work. So we have the Page of Swords again for the first card. So this seeking the truth, do not shoot the messenger. I'm hoping people don't continue to shoot me. I've had some private messages that aren't liking some of the intuitive messages that I'm given. That's okay. I'm pretty much bulletproof at this point regarding that. But this is an inquisitive mind, truth-seeking, truth-telling, messages getting out there, being put out there, being spread, being understood. Now, this mind is open. The Page of Swords is an open, unlimited mind. It's the Gemini, Aquarius, looking outside of the box, using the intellect. A little bit of Libra in there as well, with the discerning, balancing aspect. But there's lots of information to discern. There's lots of information to see through. There's lots of illusions and lies to see through right now. Now, that, of course, is from the collective stage and the powers that be. But more importantly, those energies, that magic that they are putting out there that I've spoken about so often, has an impact on your individual lives and the relationships that you have within those. So be aware of that. Any tense and anxious energies, work with the breathing, deep breathing, circulatory breathing, getting it right down and around and back up again to calm the nerves, to calm the anxiety before you speak out of turn, and maybe take it out again, shooting the messenger, taking it out on the wrong person. So remember, breathing is so important right now. It seems very basic, but this card is of swords, it is of air. The message is for a lot of you that are tense. If you start to take note of your breathing, you'll find that you're holding your breath or breathing really shallow. And so remind yourself to take those deep breaths. It really does release those anxious and tense energies, and allows you to be more practical in thinking, and discerning who you really want to direct your truths to, and are they really your truths, or are they just anxiety because of this overload of information, some of which is true, some of which is out and out lies. We have the Six of Swords to clarify this Page of Swords. The game is being played, and it's being played big. I want you guys to look back at World War II. I've kept mentioning that in various circles, that World War II didn't end. Just the strategy, the things that the UK learned, that the Germans learned during those wars, the Americans basically more than infiltrated America by the British and by the German parties, learned more how to play the game, mind games. the MK Ultra style. That never ended. And we're seeing the culmination of all of this. So when you think things would seem too unbelievable or too extravagant, think again. This has been a long play. These people play from generation to generation. They've taught us to think in the now, think in the now and the only now, to not think of the thereafter once we transition over after death, to not think of what we pass down to our fruits, to our next generation. These people think very differently. They kept that knowledge, they kept the power in that passing down the line, which is why they work so hard to maintain and create family lines. So you're seeing the gameplay happening right now. You're seeing a culmination of a lot of things that they learned during World War II, a lot of experiments that were done during World War II of how to infiltrate the mind. And of course, tech has allowed that to be done all the more. Be aware of how social media is making you feel. If you cannot just have the inquisitive mind, but be balanced in the gameplay, stay off it, because otherwise you're helping them finish their spells by allowing it to raise your anxiety. If you can't have respectful disputes of points of view, exit left, just leave it. Don't enter into it if you're not ready to play the game. We're seeing the culmination of a very narcissistic, very abusive system, the culmination of systems that were built a lot on the back of World War II, of the strategy and the things that they learned from their experiments, from their abuse during World War II. We're seeing this happening now, today. There will be a lot that comes out to show this. We're seeing just how much they've infiltrated every single system, even though it would seem on the surface for good. Like I've mentioned before, the healthcare, the education, the politics, excuse the saw outside. I don't know how much that's getting through these, but it's pretty disturbing. All of those things, the churches, I called something coming from the Vatican the other day, and the Archbishop Vigano, I think it's pronounced, comes out and declares that the Catholic Church has been heavily infiltrated, and is now seeing the direction that it's going in that the church will be dissolved. Now, I don't defend any organized religion, but I do say that he has spoken out, because these globalists, these elites, these transhumanists are needed systems like the church. Now they don't need it so much. So, it can be dissolved out. And that's what we're seeing. And that's what Archbishop Vigano, I shared it on my social media, is speaking out about and warning about, which is unprecedented. It's so you should go and have a look at that on YouTube, or you can go to my Facebook, True Divine 44, and see it there. The next card is the High Priestess. So we're talking about the occult. We're talking about the hidden. We're talking about all of the things that you have been conditioned to not look at, to not know about, to not be in connection with your higher self, with the other realms that you exist upon in your energy field. To not know how powerful magic is, to not know how powerful energy work is. And so we're seeing today the culmination of a lot of the occult and what has been going on behind the scenes, the infiltration, the mind games, the abuse. They've used the occult, they hid the knowledge and used it for terrible intent. And we allowed it to be so. Complacency and the mind games with this Six of Swords, we allowed ourselves to go along with it and start to see actually the reality as obscure and a myth, when really they've been at this magic the whole time, low frequency magic being put out today. And you will see that it is up to you to connect to your higher self, to connect to your occult, your hidden, and use it for good. Use your intent, use your energy, use it for good. So seeing it from a different point of view, releasing yourself from the chains that have bound you to this 3D reality and just this 3D reality, and having your cup overflow with the connections of self on all levels, on all realms, being both the fool on the intrepid journey, the experience with everything that you need, and the magician. You know, this is the culmination of both of those cards. Having all of the tools on the table at hand, you just need to realize who you are, know who you are. But we are also seeing on the collective stage, some of you might find out about pregnancy today in your individual lives. I just want to say that out loud first. Or that you're going to be a grandparent, or indeed that the birth of a child comes unexpectedly, maybe a little bit overdue, but then all of a sudden things happen, or maybe a little bit early, but everything is going to be okay. If that resonates with you. Now, on the collective stage, we this year in 2020 have been going through a pregnancy. They have been creating a new reality while we have just been tappy lapping along, complaining about all of the distractions that they have put in place. They have been cooking something up, creating something, and we're seeing that being birthed into the reality today. So be aware of that, and remember, all is not what it seems. A lot of people are being fooled. Now, in your individual lives, something that you have been working on, something that you have been creating, has a chance to be birthed today. If you were thinking about launching something today, do it. If you were thinking about acting upon something today, do it. Go with that. It's timely for it. The energies are good for it, as are the energies are good for birthing something of a lower frequency, lower intent, are good also. So be aware of that. Be aware of that in your individual lives too. Some hidden plots against people have been going crazy this year, externalizing their own bullshit onto other people. And so maybe you're seeing the birth of something that has been cooking up behind your back today. So be aware of that. Notice it when it comes. You'll know if this resonates with you when you see it, when you feel it. Don't doubt yourself in that. Use your intent, use your occult, use your magic, use your hidden force and power, if to its fullest extent. Connect to it, sing, dance, build up that energy, and push out that intent for yourself also. So the next card is the Two of Wands. We're seeing a lot of backhand deals, a lot of under the table handshakes. We're seeing a lot of trades and shared interests happening on the collective stage. We are seeing partnerships being made. Again, all is not what it seems. Things have been infiltrated to a great deal, to nearly all extent in all of the big systems that we know of today. For yourself, look forward, take advantage of deals, trades that come in as an opportunity for you today. Again, it's a good day to birth something into fruition. Now, for the collective stage, the Five of Swords, whatever they are birthing and have been having as a pregnancy, as a magic spell in 2020, something about today, about these deals that are being made, ties people up, enslaves people more. starts to take register of people even more so, halts things, and it will cause conflict. Again, you be in charge of your own energy. Don't allow yourself to be triggered into a response that leads you into the trap that they planned anyway. A lot of people being led down the garden path today, and finding out just what that means for them. This Five of Swords has no real winners today. On the collective stage for the US, I've done a reading for the US, but just quickly, you think there's one winner. Both sides win today. I know this isn't what people want to hear from me, but I love you all enough to always give you my honest intuition. Intuitive readings. It really, think back to 9/11, how unbelievable it would have seemed that was all planned on homeland, that groups of people that you would never dream of working together work together to bring something into fruition. There's no real winner today. Control, manipulation is the winner of that game. Now, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. The desperate need. This came up yesterday, to do this inner work, because the spells that are being put out today that I can feel are going to be designed and configured to hook in to whatever inner work you have not done, to hook into whatever wounds you have there that are apparent that you haven't worked through. Whatever labels and limitations you have upon yourself, upon creativity, upon humanity itself, that all of them will be configured and manipulated to hook in precisely to different categories of people with different categories of these inner wounds. It is imperative that you do the deep breathing today, that you do heed the warning of the Hermit and go to your inner fire to see, hold yourself to the fire. Don't be afraid of self. It's you facing you, to clear out those wounds, that debris that you've allowed to stay, that you've allowed to ferment and expand into something greater than it was in the first place. It's important, so important, that you do this. Again, it's the number 9, something about the number 9. I'm not sure if something's going to come that's quite big on the 9th of this month. On the bottom of the other deck, again, a repetitive card for the last few months, last few weeks in particular, the Judgment card. People on the collective stage have got a path. They have deliberately and very precisely been born into family lines to come into their soul's journey. It doesn't mean that this is all love and light. Some people come in to this reality to continue this hijacked system, these hijacked realities that they have created. Again, looking at the generational lines. So what we would see as a loss if somebody's finding their path and it is of low frequency, but it might appear of high frequency, they actually, are ascending in their low frequency. They are proud of that. It is up to you today. It is imperative, along with the Hermit card, to remember who you are, to remember that it is not for you to be governed over. It is for you to be able to govern self, for you to be able to channel your inner power, to channel your inner truth, to know your journey, to know what you came here to do. There are still many of my brothers and sisters that I know I can feel your clock ticking, tick, 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 of, you know, that you've already awakened to a great deal, but there's some keys that need to be turned with this Hermit card that make you think, oh, I didn't realize my role was that big. I did not realize my mission was that big. I did not realize that exploring my inner world would be that impactful upon me. So take time out today to go within, visit all of those, you know, galaxies within, all of those ports of energy, points of energy that can give you so much information regarding yourself. Um, I might I'll try and do a guided meditation video tonight that people can join in with. I think this is very important to do. So I will work my hardest to fit in everything I've got to fit in after this video in order to make time tonight to do that. And if you want to join in, I'll put up maybe half an hour's notice, so that you can see it, share it on social media. If you want to email me, if you're not on social media, truedivinemedia@gmail.com, then and just put up guided meditation or something simple like that so I can see them easily in the inbox. I will send you out a link and a reminder too, because I realize and endorse, I use it for business mostly, that social media, you know, isn't what it was made out to be. So I understand that, but I want to accommodate that also and not leave anybody out if they'd made the discerning decision to not be on social media. So if you want to email me, truedivinemedia@gmail.com, just put guided meditation tonight, something simple, and I'll send you a link also so that you all get a timely invite. I think that will help. I know that will help. So that is the reading for the 4th of November 2020. Now, I did a reading just for my American brothers and sisters, and I want to get that out. But just so the videos don't take too long to upload, so they're not too long, I want to get these out as quickly as possible. I'm going to switch off here and quickly do another video straight off the bat for this one. So please check that out. Also, please comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe. It really helps me. I want to get through that 1,000 mark real quick and manifesting that real big. So any of your help sharing what I do would be really appreciated. If you would like a personal reading with me, or if you would like any guided spiritual guidance sessions, or if you would like any guided energy work sessions, you can get in touch with me at truedivinemedia@gmail.com. Just put in the header what session you are interested in, and I'll get you hooked up as soon as possible. Or you can contact me in private messenger, not on my personal page, because I get so many messages on there that I lose people, and I always feel bad when I come across them at a much later date. Go to my business page, True Divine 44, and drop me a private message there. And again, I will hook you up. Just put up whatever session that you're interested in. Much love. Stay balanced. Stay whole. Mwah. Love you all.